Welcome to another episode of Between Us. Today we're talking love languages, the future, our anniversary, grief.
News to me. I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
What we were talking about today.
Oh gosh, don't admit that. Well, now everyone knows that I prepare this show and Lindsie just shows up.
Just show up. Yeah, that's how I like it.
Jeez. We have a sad announcement.
What is it?
We didn't win the Powerball.
Oh, that is very sad, although I wasn't expecting to win, so.
You weren't? That's why we didn't win.
I told you I had bad luck.
Yeah, but even last episode you kept saying, we're not going to win. I'm not even going to get my hopes up.
Yeah, I did say that.
But those that win are the people that put out the good energy.
Next time, when it gets back up to 1.5 billion.
Okay. Yeah, sadly we didn't win, but we had our anniversary this last week. We're kind of boring.
We're like getting to that age where, we're not old.
We're getting real old, man.
We just would prefer to go to a movie because we have Fletcher and we don't really go to movies that much anymore. And so that sounded like a great thing to do on our anniversary.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, we watched The Creators.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was actually really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. And yeah, like you said, we never get to go to the movies because it's hard to get a babysitter and to justify to just go to a movie. So
yeah, true.
Lindsay's mom was in town and luckily
happened to be on our anniversary.
And she was able to watch Fletcher. So, and then we were supposed to go to dinner, but then we were just like, let's just grab Chick-fil-A.
And go home. We are homebodies. We love to be at home.
Yes. Even Lindsay's mom could tell she's like,
well, you guys can go out to dinner. We're like, yeah, we're okay. We just want to come home.
Yep. So, yep. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yes. Something else that I want to bring up.
Yes.
Is I got called out again.
For?
Touching the mic.
By an actual viewer of our podcast. Before each podcast, I say, Jaiden, don't mess with your mic. And he's just always like fiddling with it. And someone actually commented and said, stop messing with your mic.
So, I'm not going to touch it.
We'll see.
You won't catch me once. I know I've already touched it twice. But here on out, I'm not touching this, okay? Because I did notice on the last episode, every time I touched it, your mic would like start bouncing as you're like talking into it. So I'm not going to touch the mic, okay? So to the person that commented, I'm sorry.
And thank you.
It won't happen again. Thank you for pointing out what I was doing. All right. Today we do have a sponsor. And it's us.
Yay!
So, as you know, Why We Dream is kind of the umbrella company of all this. We have our shows like Between Us, What Is, Jaiden's Basement, but it all kind of falls under Why We Dream, right? And the way we're funding this is through Why We Dream doing some freelancing work, right? So, for example, we've been running the social media for a couple of companies. We've done, we've built tons of websites. So first off, if you have any work, if you run a business and you need work done, reach out to us. Our team is awesome.
Yeah,
you see
amazing.
The production here. Like, we really do care and like put in so much passion and work into our clients. But we have something really exciting. So we're making a transition a little bit with the business. We're still doing that stuff. But now we are going to offer what we're calling a traveling podcast.
That's cool.
So what it is, and what kind of got this started is we obviously wanted to do a podcast, right? We just never really had the right pieces to do it. And I know that there's so many people out there that want to do a podcast, but again, They don't have a studio. They don't have, the equipment, the right people. So we will literally travel to you and film your podcast. So if you're a business owner, this could be an awesome opportunity because people don't follow brands, they follow people, right? So if you can humanize your business, yourself, plus I think the greatest thing anyone can do is build their own personal brand, right? Because your value goes up. It just makes things a lot easier if your personal brand grows as well, right? So more details to come on that. But if you are interested in doing your own podcast and you would like to start getting some of the details, reach out to us. You can go on Instagram, DM us. And like I said, we'll literally come to you. We'll bring all the equipment just like we do here. We can shoot on your couch. We can shoot in your office, literally wherever. It's all about convenience, I think, is the biggest thing. So really excited.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. We already have clients booking with us, and it's awesome. Like, I'm really, really excited for this because I want others to have the same opportunity to be able to document their life or pursue a passion, talk about their passions. I think it's really cool. So, okay. Since it was our anniversary for our know-it-all section, I figured we could talk about our top 3 favorite moments since we've been married. So in the last 8 years.
Okay.
So why don't you start? Give one, I'll give one. We'll do a back and forth.
Okay.
Oh, no. I just touched the mic. Sorry.
Okay, well, do you get strikes or something? What happens?
We should put a counter on this that keeps track. Just kidding. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like obvious moments since we've been married would be the birth of our 2 boys. I do have... Royce's birth was very funny with Jaiden. Because I was in labor for a long time, like over 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah.
Okay, so I was in labor for a really long time, like 24 hours, but I was on an epidural, so it was actually kind of nice. You can take naps and stuff, and the nurses
You're
were
just sleeping.
Yeah, so then anyways, by the time, like, it's time to push or whatever, it's late. Maybe not late. Maybe 7:30. I don't know. I can't remember the time. But anyways,
Okay.
the doctor comes in, and I'm pushing for a long time because when Royce was born, he came out with his hand right here. So I think he was just kind of stuck. So anyways, how it works is the nurse holds one of my legs and Jaiden will hold the other leg.
I was putting in
and
work.
Jaiden's like, as I'm pushing, Jaiden's like trying to like push with me, I guess. I don't know, but he's getting like sweaty. And he's like, is it hot in here? He's just like making the nurses laugh while I'm just like trying to have a baby. And they were like, oh, Lindsie, do you need some ice chips? And Jane's like, can I have some?
I was so thirsty.
He was like, he's like, this is so hard.
I'm surprised I didn't get a hernia. Like, honestly.
I
was pushing so hard with you. I was like, come on. Push.
Yeah. And so,
and I was very supportive.
Very
they
supportive.
Said he was the ultimate coach.
Yes, ultimate. He did a great job. I was laughing the whole time. Like, I wasn't even like angry or upset. I thought it was so funny. But anyways, this baby, TMI, but people tend to poop when they're having a baby. And it's just inevitable. So I was a little self-conscious about it. So I asked the nurse, I said, did I poop? And the nurse said, everyone does. And Jaiden goes, is that why they call kids little turds?
I did.
And they started cracking up.
I used to be so witty, man.
So then they like sent us a card like after we had gotten home and everything. And
that's right.
They sent us a letter. They said, thanks for all the laughs. And it was like from all the nurses that were taking care of us. But then I have this picture, like, it's late by the time we get into, like, our room. We should put that picture up.
Mark Taylor's going to put that in the video.
Okay, it's so funny. We have a picture of Jaiden, and he's just, like, his face, he's just, like, looks like he's been through some stuff.
You would have thought I birthed quadruplets by the look of this picture.
Anyway, so that was a top moment for me.
Yep. Yeah, that was awesome. Like you said, it was just a good time. Like, I thought it'd be very serious and
Yeah.
like everyone's really dialed in, but no, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
And like, I've obviously never experienced it before, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
Man, it was awesome. And just, it really hit me when we were driving home from the hospital. And like, I remember looking in the mirror and just realizing, whoa, we have
Yeah.
a baby with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. How do I top that? Everything I say now is going to seem insensitive. Yeah, I really love that one Friday. Top 3 moments for me, or one of them, I would say a big one is buying our house. I think was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, we've said it before, we were professional renters. We had rented so many different places, and like, that was just a part of our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we moved a lot, but like, and when we decided, okay, I think we want to start looking at houses, I thought we'd have more time.
That's true.
But we literally found this house day one of looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we met my dad, he was our realtor, and was this the first house we looked at?
The first house we looked at.
Wow. And then from there, it just moved so fast. And I was even like,
He was like, should we do this? Should we back out? Like, almost
I was ready to
every
back
day.
out until
Yeah,
the day of. Yeah, I was like, forget our deposit. I'm not ready to be a homeowner. Like, it just seemed like such a big responsibility. But then after we bought the house, we moved in, we got settled. And I just remember like sitting at our dining table early one morning, just like, you just feel good.
Yeah.
Like, you feel accomplished. It's like, I'm an adult now.
We
type
bought a
of
house.
feeling.
Yeah. And it's nice to like be able to make it how you want it, you know?
Totally.
I mean, you can do that in a rental, but not as much as if it was your own house.
Yeah. So I'd say that's one, like, big one. Plus, if you hear what sounds
work.
like hammering and nail guns going off, we're in a new construction area, so they are building a house directly behind us. Mm-hmm. So you may hear that, plus Fletcher's here, but it adds to the ambiance.
Yes. But I will say, this past weekend, I don't know how I happened upon all these renovation TikToks, but I spent a lot of time watching renovation videos, and now I want to buy an old house and renovate it.
That would be terrible.
We're not DIYers, but those videos.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know how to do anything.
But those videos were making me want to become a DIYer and renovate a house ourselves.
And she's telling me about them. Oh, there's this couple. They're so cute. They renovating this old
lake house.
But they've been renovating for like 3 years. I'm like, 3 years. You move in and your house still isn't done.
That's true. I guess on TikTok they speed everything up so they make it look a lot easier.
Yeah, so she's like, we should really buy.
Well, because I want a lot of land so we can have lots of animals, and I feel like, I mean, you probably could build a new house on lots of land, but I feel like these days people already have a lot of land, but they have an old house, so it'd be easier just to buy an old house and renovate it.
Okay, what's your second one?
Oh, okay. My second one, I was trying to think, and Jaiden's very good at like planning stuff for us, I feel like. So like for our anniversary and things like that, he'll plan like a trip up to Park City or things like that. But for one of my birthdays, he planned a Harry Potter birthday, and it was so cute. And I'm actually wearing my Harry Potter shirt today and Harry Potter socks.
Oh my goodness.
But he invited people over, and he decorated and everything, and he got some butterbeer from Harmon's, and it was very good. And we took quizzes to get sorted into our own houses, and we played games, and I just thought it was really cute of him to plan the whole thing, and he was so excited about it, and it was one of my favorite birthdays.
That was fun.
Yeah. But it just reminded me of how thoughtful Jaiden is with that kind of stuff.
Sometimes.
A lot of times he is.
Yeah, that was awesome. I like, you've obviously had 8 birthdays since we've been married, and that is one I remember. You know, like, and when I was setting, I was like, "Is this cheesy? Like, is this gonna be weird?" But
I loved it.
I thought it turned out awesome.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and even our friends brought it up. Like, that was so cute.
Yeah, it
that
was
party,
cute.
and like,
and he did it all by himself. So.
Yep. No, that was a good one. Okay, my second one. Oh man, my favorite moment. I feel like. Oh, what do I want to go with? I'm so bad at these. My mind just forgets everything we've ever experienced.
When you're put on the spot.
I think one that stands out to me is we were at Disneyland one time and they turned part of California Adventure into Coco themed. And they had street performers come out. Remember, we didn't even know they were doing it. And then they're like, stand on the line, and we were already there.
Yeah.
And they came out and performed. And I just remember, like, that was a moment that, like, stayed with me of just, like, because of Royce, right? Like, that was his favorite show. And it just, like, I was really grateful that we were able to experience that moment. And it seemed to be perfect, obviously. And that Royce had his hand in that moment.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's your third?
My third, I mean, I feel like there's so many. These are just ones that I feel like are just coming.
Same, yeah. I'm just trying to think of, like, ones that I've thought of recently.
Yeah,
right?
ones that are just coming to my mind. There was, I feel like one that came to my mind is, I mean, Jaiden doesn't love dogs. Okay, don't come for him. He just doesn't love them.
Why are you telling them that?
But I love dogs, and I've always had one, and so me and my sister, we went to this pet store, and we saw a Silo, and Jaiden was actually the one that picked him out, but we said we're not getting a puppy.
Well, set the stage.
Okay,
we were
newly married.
Lindsay's pregnant with our first child.
Yes, and we are not allowed to have a puppy in our apartment.
We're not allowed to have a puppy at our house.
But we were about to move because we were about to go do summer sales.
We're about to move.
But anyway, so he's like, we're not getting one. But anyways, he was the one that saw our dog Silo, and he was like, oh, look at that one. It's so cute. And so
that meant what?
So then me and my sister, when we're together, we're very...
Plus, we should say we don't support the puppy barn anymore.
Yes, we don't support it anymore. I do feel bad. I didn't know.
Yeah, we had no idea.
That it was not a very good pet store. But again, I'm like, where are all these puppies going to go, you know? So anyways, but so we get Silo, and me and my sister are very compelling when we're together.
That's the word
we're more
you
like
use.
Yeah. What
Okay.
word would you use?
Go ahead.
What word would you use?
Manipulative.
So anyways, Carrie's like, oh, well, I'll take care of him while you guys are living in your apartment. And then when you guys move, it was only going to be like 2 weeks. Then I'll give him back to you, whatever. So we're like, okay. So we're like convincing Jaiden, like, yes, we're getting this puppy. And he was like $800.
$800.
And we were so poor.
Like,
we probably spent
bottomed out our savings for sure.
Probably spent our only $800 that we had on Silo. So... Anyways, we leave the pet store, and my sister
literally in the parking lot.
She's like, "Oh, I can't take him." But I'm like, "Oh, well, we already have him, so we guess we better take him home." So, anyways, we have him at our apartment,
which is a fourplex, tiny,
very
fourplex.
old. It doesn't have like real. It has like those. What are those called? The swamp coolers and like the floorboard heaters, whatever. So, anyways, it was like really hot or something in our apartment one night, and we kept Silo just in our bathroom with like some pee pads and stuff like that, and then he was kind of whining, so we thought maybe it was hot, and we were hot too, so we decided to go sleep out on the couch. And so Jaiden, the dog lover that he is, decided to sleep with Silo on his chest. And then all of a sudden, I wake up and Jaiden's like, "Oh my gosh, he's pooping!" Silo just had diarrhea all over Jaiden. So,
And you wonder where my origin story came from. Of
so,
not liking dogs.
so Silo's been Jaiden's arch nemesis ever since. That was
horrible.
But again, it just shows how much Jaiden loves me because he puts up with Silo. And then we got another dog.
Yeah. Oh, I still can't believe you guys did that.
Good times.
Yeah, and they were showing our fourplex because we were moving,
moving,
so they needed new tenants. And our landlord would love to just walk right into our
That's illegal, by the way.
fourplex unannounced. So I remember I was sitting there in my
Undies.
and all of a sudden the door starts opening and Silo's running around. So I'm like, oh crap. So the door opens. I'm like, whoa, give me a minute. And I'm like, where am I going to put this dog? Because we didn't know they were going to show the house at that time. Because usually Lindsie would just take the car with him to the park.
And just walk him around while he was showing the apartment.
So I'm like, crap. So I just take Silo, just put him in the closet and just shut it. And I'm just standing at the closet. I'm like, hey, come in. Put on some shorts. And they're like, walking around, oh, it's so nice. I'm like, please do not open that closet. Because if they open that dog, it's going to run out.
But I mean, what's he going to do? We're already moving out.
Oh, man. Okay.
That was my last one.
All right, my third one. I keep forgetting I have to think of one. I'm so like
invested in my story.
Invested in yours. And okay, a third one for me. Trying to think one of like marriage specific. I feel like all of ours have been all over, but marriage specific. What have we done for our anniversary? Okay, I've got one. Okay, so one of my favorite memories is, I don't know if it was the first anniversary after Royce passed, or maybe the second, one of the ones right after. It might have been the first. I can't remember, but we were trying to decide what we wanted to do for our anniversary, and we had heard of this place called the Stein Eriksen up in Park City. Mm-hmm. And it's like a 5-star hotel here in Utah. And it's usually people go there to ski, but during the summer or fall months, I can't remember if it's for our anniversary or your birthday.
They're pretty close.
Anyways, but I was like, we should maybe look at going there. I've heard it's awesome. The rooms are nice, but we couldn't really afford like the really nice rooms, mm-hmm. right? And so I called him and I said, hey, we live in Utah. We're just looking for like a weekend getaway. I know ski season isn't right now, so I just was wondering, like, do you guys have any deals or anything going on? And they're like, oh, we actually are running like a Utah resident discount or something. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I just said, like, they're like, any special occasion? I just said, well, it's my, either your birthday or our anniversary. I can't remember, but we just lost our son and we're just trying to like just get away, right? And they're like, oh, we're so grateful that you guys are considering coming here. Why don't we do it? It was like something crazy, like only $100 a night.
Yeah, is
what they got the discount down to, which you can't even find like a Motel 6 for that, right? And so we went up there and they're like, okay, let us show you to your room. And we get to the room.
It was the nicest room I've ever stayed in.
Yeah, same. It's the nicest room.
We could have lived there.
Like,
for the rest of our lives.
Huge. Had a living room, full like kitchen. Like the
hot tub on the balcony.
It's our own personal hot tub on the balcony. Like, it was really cool. And like Lindsie said, the whole time we just kept saying like we could stay here forever.
Yeah, we didn't leave. We're like, we're staying here. We're getting our money's worth. Did we leave? Did we go to dinner or anything? Or they had a nice dinner at the restaurant.
They had like a Michelin.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Where you don't understand the language they're speaking because it's so fancy.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I just remember that whole experience really was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, and it was nice to like just spend time together.
Yeah, it was cool. So, okay, that was fun.
Yeah, it
Did
was
a little
fun.
memory
Yeah.
lane. Okay, now we get to the juicy.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All righty. Put the counter up, Taylor. Dang it. It's just habit, you know?
Yeah, I like when you saw that video of when Silo was on my lap and I'm like pulling his ear off. I feel like when you're just talking, you just want to mess with stuff.
Okay, first question. And before we jump into these, go right now in the description of this video. Just click on that link. It says submissions and put in your own questions. Because like I said last time, if you put it in, it's most likely going to end up on the show. So if you have something you want to ask, a story you want to tell, put it in there, and we'd love to touch on it. So, okay, first one. Do you guys plan to have any more kids?
No.
Wow.
We were very, I don't know, I can't remember if we talked about this or not.
I can't remember either.
But we, after Royce passed, like when we first got married, Jaiden comes from a family with 5 kids. I come from a family with 7.
Yeah,
and so we
families.
both come from big families. And we love, getting together, especially as adults, like with our families. And so we're like, oh, we're going to have like 6 kids.
Yeah.
So then we had Royce. And, my whole family is like 2 years or less apart in age. And so I'm like, oh, well, we're going to do the same thing, But, by the time Royce is getting to like a year, 18 months, I'm like, no, I'm fine with just Royce for now. But then when he passed away, it was like devastating, obviously. And then after that, we were like, we don't know if we can have any more kids. Like that was so hard to like lose him that we can't risk that ever happening again.
Yeah, I couldn't even fathom that
yeah.
being even an option.
Yeah.
Right? Of losing another kid.
Right.
Like that thought alone was worth me saying I
Right.
don't want any more.
But then it was so hard because I just felt like some sense of our purpose was missing because I feel like we enjoyed being parents. And so then it really took us a lot of thought and time to like decide that we're going to have another one. So now we have Fletcher and we're so glad we do. But I just feel like he's just going to be our best friend and we'll be his best friend and we don't need any more kids.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to love us when he's like 15
Yeah.
or 16.
Yep.
Yeah, I do want to talk to like parents that have had only one child or even those who were the only child.
I do usually tend to ask, like if I meet someone that's an only child, I usually ask
Same.
them how their experience was. I feel like you get different like answers. Like some say, oh, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they say like, oh, but when I'm older, like it's kind of hard to realize that like if my parents, both of them die, like it's just me,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't even imagine.
I know. I can't picture having another one, I guess, is the real thing. So I just feel like we're complete.
And I know everybody in our circle, family and friends, do want us to have another one really bad.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants that for everyone.
Right.
It's like they love when you
Yeah.
have new babies,
Yeah.
And I get it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm my like emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? Like capacity after Royce died shrunk to like very small.
That's true.
Like before that, I feel like I had the world, like I give the world all my love, and all my like energy and like because I hadn't experienced anything really like draining or traumatizing like that. And once that happened, I just feel like emotionally I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe, but yeah, it's just hard for me to imagine a world with another one.
Right.
So as of right now, to answer your question, I would say, probably not.
Yep. You might hear Fletcher in the background.
What has been something that you guys have disagreed on / had to compromise on when it comes to parenting?
That's a good question. I feel like I tend to be more relaxed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And Jaiden's more like
Helicopter.
yeah. And I think that's just our personalities for sure. And so I feel like we just kind of have to compromise on our parenting style, I guess. So I mean, obviously I'm more, cause like I'm more willing to let him be a kid and like, jump on things and do that kind of thing. But I mean, obviously after Royce passed away, I'm not like super crazy about that kind of stuff. But again, it's hard to just keep telling him, no, get off the couch, get off this all day long. So sometimes, and obviously he's got to learn how to like get up and down and climb and stuff eventually. So I am more willing to like let go of certain things, but Jaiden isn't. And so I feel like it's been a compromise for me to be like more like, okay, we can't do that. And for Jaiden to be a little bit more relaxed, I would say.
Because most of the time I'm like, Fletcher, don't do that. And Lindsie would be like, he's fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
He needs to not do that. And yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely hard.
It's so hard. And that was my worry with having another kid. With, once we had Fletcher, I knew that I would be a helicopter parent after everything that we went through.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think I was with Royce.
No.
Right?
Yeah. And I was obviously more relaxed. I mean, but with Fletcher, I'm still relaxed, but not as relaxed, I guess you could say. Like, I constantly am like, need to know where he is, what he's doing at all times. Like, I won't just like let him go do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lifelong battle. And I just hope that it's not to the point where, like, Fletcher is too scared of the world because of it.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't want him to be shy and reserved.
Right.
And, like, I want him to be okay with a little risk. And, right? So.
Because he is cautious, and I don't know if that's just his personality or because of us.
That's nurture for sure.
We did go to the park. He did go to the big slide all by himself, and I was very proud of him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
What would be both of your guys' dream jobs if money was no issue? So if we had won the Powerball like we were supposed to.
I already know what mine would be. And
let's hear it.
Jaiden knows it too. So, and this is going to happen one day. Okay. We're going to buy lots of land. Ugh. And me and my twin sister, we're going to build 2 houses. One for us and one for my sister and her husband.
That I would actually be chill with.
And then guess what we're going to do? We're going to build the best doggy daycare boarding hotel you've ever seen. And then me and Carrie are just going to take care of dogs for the rest of our lives. And other animals. I'm going to have chickens and goats and sheep and pigs and cows and horses. And then people can also board those animals there too if they want to.
Yeah, money better not be an issue at that point.
But that is my dream, and I hope it happens one day.
I think my answer is you're looking at it. Yeah. Honestly, like, if we would have won the Powerball, I would have still continued making this podcast and putting out content. Like, this is what I love. I love making content. I love putting out content. I love engaging with people online. Like, this is truly my passion, and it's cool that I get to do it. That's what I think is the best part about all this is, and back to, if you want to support this dream, and you have a business, want to do a podcast, reach out, because literally you're making our dream come true. Every client we book makes our dream come true, and it fuels me to want to make their dreams come true by helping their business. So, okay. Next question. What are your love languages, and what role does it play in your relationship?
Mine, I used to say I didn't have one because I just felt like
you
I
have
know
one.
I've decided on one. But before I don't really care for gifts. I don't really care for, I don't know. So mine is acts of service.
100%.
Like but at the same, but that's why I say I don't really have one, because Jaiden will try to do stuff for me like cleaning and stuff, and I just do it myself because I have a certain way of doing it, I guess.
Yeah. Your love language is acts of service, but you won't let me serve.
Right. Yes.
And I think if there's a hate language,
What is it?
that's it as well.
Oh.
Because I say, babe, you've been working so hard. Let me vacuum
Oh
for
yes,
you.
he did. He did offer to vacuum, and I hate vacuuming.
I moved the couch. I vacuuming.
But
then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go shower. All of a sudden, Lindsie comes in, stands at the shower.
I did not. I just
Yes.
yelled from in here.
No, and you said, did you move the small table?
No.
Did you move the toys?
No, I'll tell you what happened. I said, you said, I'll vacuum. I said, okay, just make sure to get under everything.
Yeah, I got under the couch.
That's not everything. We have shelves, we have tables, we have side tables, we have entryway tables. So I'm coming out here just inspecting your work, I guess. And I'm noticing there's like still like dust under the tables and stuff. So then I had to get the vacuum back out. And again, I was very grateful that you vacuumed.
You were?
I was. Because
That's odd.
then all I had to do was get under stuff. But I did ask you beforehand to make sure to get under stuff, and you didn't. So
You didn't specify.
it was just a little frustrating, but I am grateful that you did it. But I went back and got under everything.
Okay, what's my love language?
Physical touch and equally quality time.
Yeah, the two worst love languages.
They're not
I
the
think.
worst, I don't think.
I think so, because they demand the most.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like physical touch and quality time, I feel like are like the most demanding. Like they require the most of the other person. And I wish that wasn't my love language. I wish it was gifts or something easy.
Or service. Then we could just serve each other.
Yeah, that's I think, isn't that the whole point of the love languages book?
Yeah, I like to see what you're compatible
You're
with.
supposed to like marry someone with the same love language.
But I
'cause
feel like
then
that never is how it is. And I feel like
I
your love
know.
language changes, you know?
Yeah, is there anyone out there? I've never met anyone when we've talked about love language or whatever where they say they have the same one.
But they could have the same one, but I feel like they have different expectations. You know what I'm saying? Because like we could both have physical touch or quality time, but that could mean something different to both of us. Because for you, that would mean like 24/7, but for me, it would just be like spending quality time, like, you know, playing chess or doing something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
And the second part of this question is, what role does it play? And I think, like I said, I think I'm more demanding in the relationship as far as what I need, which is sad. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's just personality.
Because the thing is, like, physical touch to me is very important. Like, but if I don't initiate or go, like, lay next to Lindsie or hold her hand, there ain't no physical touch happening in this relationship. Right?
That's not true. I'll come over and give you a hug.
When?
Jaiden, really?
When?
Why do you check the cameras? I bet you'll find 10 times I've hugged you in the last week.
When is the last time you initiate a hug?
What do you
with me?
mean? I always come up and hug you.
You are tripping.
Jaiden, really?
I always go up to you and start the hug.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
No.
And I go and sit next to you.
No, I'll come up behind you and
You
I'll
come
rub
and
your
sit next to
head.
me?
Yeah, I did. Remember, I've done it twice in the last month, and that's pretty good for me. You were laying right here, and I came
that
over.
tells you anything. Twice in the last 30 days, we've sat next to each other.
I think you're being a little dramatic.
Probably.
Yes.
But
and you just don't remember.
I feel
because
like
it's not as enough. It's not the amount that you're looking for. But I feel like I'm doing these things, but to you, it's not enough, and so it's nothing.
Wow.
Yes.
Throw me under the bus. I'm just saying physical touch is important to me, and it's not to you.
Right.
And so, if I want to hold your hand, I've got to go hold your hand.
Jaiden, again, you're being very dramatic. When we're out or something like that, I will grab your hand. I'll put my arm around
it
you.
makes me so happy.
Yeah,
when you grab my arm.
Yes, and you're being very dramatic, saying I never do that.
Anyways, okay. Should we move on, or you want to keep going? Why are you angry?
Because I feel like you just don't notice the things that I'm doing.
I notice.
Because it's not enough, but it's just not enough. And so you think I'm not doing anything.
Taylor, our cameraman, is nodding at this, and I think, is it something similar with you guys? Yeah, he's saying he's Lindsie
and Meg is Jaiden
in this
scenario. It is a difficult love language again.
See? It's the worst love language. If your love language is physical touch, I'm sorry. Because you never have enough.
Yes. I would have to have my arm on Jaiden at all times for him to feel like I'm fulfilling his love language.
Did you see that? A tear almost
Oh my gosh, Jaiden. You act like I just don't even, like I just stay 10 feet away from you at all times.
All I'm saying is a little more.
I do have a funny story. This doesn't really have to do with love language. It's just our personalities. And I've told this story to a few people, so I'm sorry if you're hearing this again. I just think it's so funny.
I don't know where you're going. I never know where.
Again, one of Jaiden's things is quality time, and he just loves to be with me all the time. I like to be with Jaiden, but I also love some alone time, you know? I love to just chill out by myself sometimes. And so Jaiden went to his brother's house, and usually he wants me to go with him, but sometimes I just like to be by myself. So I was like, no, you just go. So anyways, he's gone for a while. It's like getting really late. And I don't really tend to like check in on, like, Jaiden can go anywhere, do anything, and I won't call him because I'm like, he's fine. He's having a good time. I'll leave him alone. But Jaiden, I think, would prefer if I called him every so often.
I want you to care. That would be.
So anyways.
If Lindsie called me and was just like, what are you doing, babe? What are you up? I would like melt into a pile of goo.
So anyways, it's getting really late, and I'm just chilling, watching TV, doing my thing. Jaiden gets home. It's probably like 11:30, and he was like, my phone died. If you cared, but you probably don't. If you try to call me. And I said, well, I didn't try to call you. And I said, but thanks for letting me know. He said, you just don't care. And I thought it was so funny. But it's really literally just our personalities. Because if I'm out, which is fine, Jaiden can call me. I don't care. But I just don't feel the need to call Jaiden when he's out.
I know all my friends, and I'm out with them, and they're like, oh, my wife calls me 10 times.
They're like, oh, I wish my wife called me once.
That'd be so nice if my wife would check in on me.
Yeah, maybe I'll work on it. We'll see.
You know, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I know I demand a lot, but.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I knew that before I married you.
I haven't changed. That's been a constant
He
thing.
doesn't call me as much when I go out. So he has gotten a little better about that.
Oh my god. You're crazy today. You literally just put it all out there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's my life. I don't care.
But I think the question is how do we take each other's love languages and improve
Right.
our relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I think for me, I need to randomly do things like maybe unload the dishwasher, or which I try to do daily, like especially with the dishes.
Right. You're good at
like,
dishes.
You know, even if I cook dinner, I'll try to do the dishes, and you do the same thing because that is your love language.
Yeah.
That's how you show me love too.
Right.
But I think doing a little bit more, but thinking while I'm doing it, how would Lindsie do this?
There you go.
You know,
And I could be better at
how?
coming and sitting by you and stuff.
Wow, and stuff. I'll tell you guys, I literally, like, a month ago said to Lindsie, hey, babe, can you just sit next to me a little more on the couch? That hasn't happened, so.
What do you mean? I
It
just
hasn't
said
happened. It
I
hasn't
sat
happened.
next to you twice on my own free will.
You're such baloney, dude.
Really? That one day you were laying here and I came and laid next to you and you were so happy.
Yeah. Dude, I don't ask that much.
Oh, really? After you just said you're so demanding?
It is very demanding, but I feel like I'm very well pleased. Like,
But also, I will say, I feel like with love languages, if you consciously try to do the other person's love language, I feel like the person will also consciously try to
do yours.
But then it's hard because it's like, who's
Yes.
going to start initiating that?
We're both, Lindsie. How about this?
Okay, well, let's
you
both.
initiate
Yeah,
first.
okay, all right, deal.
Okay, so follow us on Instagram. The next time Lindsie sits next to me on the couch,
We'll take a picture.
I'll take a picture and post it for y'all. Okay. That was fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Should we jump into the last submission?
Yep.
With Royce's birthday coming up, it's actually Thursday, right? What does grief look like to you now? It's a good question.
That is a good question. I feel like we still celebrate his birthday. Like, we'll still get our family members together, and we usually will paint pumpkins to put at his headstone. That's you can probably hear Fletcher running back there. He's potty training, so he's going to the bathroom all by himself. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And if you want an update, it's going
Very good.
very good.
Yes.
Much better.
Yes. So anyways, we're going to have our family come over and we paint pumpkins. And that's something that, because for the first few years, birthdays are hard, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like since we've started this tradition, like we're all together and we're all having a good time, like spending time together, laughing and painting pumpkins and stuff like that, it's made the day not so hard. And so I feel like grief now is more just trying to make sure we keep his memory alive, I guess. Because I feel like the longer it goes, like the easier it is to just like, because especially since he died, you know, so young, he's obviously not, like when we take family pictures and we just have the same picture, he's obviously not aging. So it's like, how long can we continue to like have his picture in our photos and not have it? I don't know. I just feel like at some point, I feel like since I can't picture him as just like a 2-year-old anymore. Like I kind of want him to grow with us, you know, because he'll be 7. He would have been 7 this year. So it's just like, and those things kind of hit you, like how old he would be, like what grade he'd be going into. So I just feel like grief is kind of just grieving what could have been, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. It's like, I grieve now that like Fletcher won't know him.
Yeah.
You know, that I think that right now is like where I'm kind of in my stage of grief is just like, that's a hard reality. And I think that's where I'm at, is like, you have these hard realities that you face, you overcome, and then a new one comes up, right? Like him turning 7 is like mind blowing to me, because we only know him as a 2-year-old, right? And grief is just such a, it goes in waves, right? And his birthday is going to be hard. That's just the nature of it. But I think doing those type of things where you celebrate him and you get the family together, it does help to like dampen that for sure. Like we paint the pumpkins and then we all go down to his headstone and decorate his headstone for Halloween. So, before I get too emotional,
right?
I'm like on the edge. So let's keep going.
Okay.
So, okay. Settle our debate. Last week's debate was about
Toilet paper.
over under on the toilet paper. This week's debate is something I think almost every couple has to deal with. And it is, I'll be sitting here and Lindsie will be somewhere and she'll say something and I'll say, what? Because I didn't hear. And she proceeds to say the same thing at the same level of tone or still mumbling. And so I have to say, what? Again? And she goes, never mind. And so I think the debate here is, if you say something and the other person can't hear you, yet you say it at the same volume, or you mumble again and they have to say, what again? Whose fault is it?
Well, in my mind, I feel like I am saying it louder.
You are not. Hate to break the news.
And then I say never mind because it just either the moment's gone or it wasn't that important to begin with.
And this is an everyday thing.
Yes, I actually think it's
what?
And I think it's so funny.
What? Again? And then Lindsay's never mind.
I think
and then
it's
I'm like,
so
have
funny.
to pull it out. Well, tell me what you said. No, it was nothing.
I think Jaden's losing his hearing. He's gotten much worse.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's always got AirPods in his ear. So I think when he takes him out, he can't hear. But I think it's so funny
I'm
because
losing my hearing.
just that he starts whispering at me or he'll start mumbling back, and I think it's so funny.
So what you're saying is you do to antagonize
Yes,
me.
sometimes because I think it's so funny.
All right, put it in the comments. I think Lindsie answered it, but okay, that's the debate for this week. Another episode down.
Wait, I have to say I take my dogs out late at night because I go to bed late, and there were no clouds in the sky last night. There was no moon, so you could see the stars perfectly, and I saw a shooting star last night.
What?
That's all I wanted to say.
The other night, I'm sitting in my office.
Fletcher's in our bathroom doing something.
Yeah.
Probably putting something in the toilet. It's all right. He's fine.
I'm sitting in my office, and Lindsay's letting the dogs out, and all of a sudden, Jaiden!
Oh, yeah.
Jaiden, come here! Hurry! And I'm like, what? So I run out the front door. I'm like, what's going on?
I thought I was tripping.
Yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, look at the sky. She's like, I wanted you to come see before.
There was like a
went
line
away.
of stars moving together very slowly. And I thought I was seeing things, so I yelled. And I'm sure I woke up some neighbors.
Yeah, she's like, oh, did you think it was like a
I thought I was gonna. I thought I was
UFO,
gonna
or-
miss it. You were gonna miss it, so I was trying to hurry to make sure you didn't think I was crazy.
So I go out there, and it's just Starlink.
Yeah,
on,
he was like, "Oh, that's Starlink." I'm like, "What? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's just going across the sky."
it does look crazy in person.
Yeah.
Because they're just lined up, moving perfectly in a line.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So,
So I like where we live.
yeah.
You can see everything
see
in
the
the sky.
stars.
So nice.
Yep. Okay, that's it for this episode. Just a reminder, subscribe, please. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, just click that button.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do. Super easy. DM us if you need any work done. If you're wanting to do your own podcast like this, reach out to us. Other than that, we will catch you guys on Wednesday for the next episode of What Is. And you definitely don't want to miss it. So thank you guys so much.